Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri, here with you today with another Bitcoin technical analysis video. So whilst we were just going live, I was just drawing a couple of boxes here on Bitcoin chart, looking at the accumulation period as we exit the bull market. And why I wanted to point them out today, in no particular reason, just on their own, but in regards to the stochastic RSI. So right now we just formed another week, and you can see that the stochastic RSI is in the oversold territory. Now, it's not often that we stay at the bottom of this stochastic wave, so in the oversold territory, if we are in the accumulation period. So on the chart, what I've done is I've outlined a couple of vertical bars every time that we had the stochastic RSI at the bottom and where it lasted more than 5 weeks. So we can see this first line right here. So we had the stochastic RSI averages crossing over right here on the 30th of May. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, so about a month later, did we finally have a bit of a reversal, and Bitcoin did move up from the bottom here or from here. So Bitcoin did move up, 52% during that time. Let's say 50%, that was probably a little bit over. This next time when we're in the oversold territory, we did spend quite a bit of time on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. The next time that we were in the accumulation period that we stayed down for 5 weeks was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. And then there was this period here, but I didn't really sort of count that period because, I was just, I didn't. So, but let's do it again here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. So what we can see is even though the stochastic RSI is in the oversold territory, it's not going to be uncommon for us to stay down here for at least another month. Now, if you've been paying attention to this stream and other maybe technical analysts on YouTube, you probably have heard that September is quite a bad month. Now, currently the September month, what are we down? We're down a little bit, okay, not a whole lot. You can see it's a bit of a doji candle at the moment, so it's a little bit of indecision. The open was about 26,000 and currently we're at 25,800. So what I'm saying is if we're not at the bottom, we are very close to the bottom. And what has me, a little bit interested in the price action right now and everything that's going on in regards to sentiment, a lot of people online are talking about seeing further prices. Now, when everyone is talking about seeing further lower prices, usually the whales will tend to counteract that and complete a move in the opposite direction. If you've been paying attention, you know that we've been sort of consolidating for quite some time, right? So feels like forever, but basically from the 1st of September, so for the last 10 days, sideways consolidation. Then we had this, Bart Simpson pattern occur. Before that was another sort of 10 days of consolidation. And then we had another quite a bit of time of consolidation. So we're definitely in the depression phase where price action is boring. People are getting quite uninterested. It reminds me back to the 2019 price action. Let me find it right here. So sorry, 2020. So this price action right here, when we sort of took a really nice bounce out of the COVID dump, we kind of just had this really, really boring sideways action for quite some time before eventually having that bull market. Now, personally, if I was thinking of where we are right now in the actual cycle, we're probably around about, sort of this section right here. Okay, let me just draw a bit of a circle. So I think that currently we're about here in the previous cycle, right? So in regards to the time phase. If we think about where the previous halving was, the halving sort of around here, right, as well, which means when the halving is going to occur in April next year, which is, where are we? Let me draw a line. April, February, March, April. So around about here, this is where the halving is going to be. So right now, if I take my measuring tool, Where's my measuring tool? Where are you? There we go, date range. So right now we are basically 210 days from the halving, right? 210 days from the halving. So if we take, let me have a look. The 2019 Bitcoin halving, let's have a look what the date was. I just want to get this correctly so we can kind of see if we can mimic where we currently are. It's 2009, 2012, 2016, 11th of May, 2020. So 11th of May, 2020. So let me find that. 11th of May. There we go, 2020. All right. So it's pretty close. So if we take 210 days back from that range, 210 days, about here. There we go, about 210 days. Right? So we're about here, this far away from the Bitcoin halving. Now you can see how much volatility there was between now and then. I don't think we would have had this violent dump if we didn't obviously have COVID-19 occur. So my thought process right now is probably, you know, some form of pump to the upside in the coming, you know, weeks or so forth. Get people bullish again with Bitcoin, get people thinking that we've bottomed out. One final sort of dump through, and then we start our ascension to the halving without obviously this dump. So you would have seen Bitcoin sort of go boop, 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 you know, and then sort of chop around here for quite a bit of time and then continue the bull market. So right now, since we are about 210 days away from the halving, right about here, I do feel that if we can hold out this next week and allow the stochastic RSI moving averages to cross back over bullish, that's going to give us a little bit of positive sentiment. I'm not going to say that it's going to be the last, you know, a push to the upside, but I think it's going to, you know, it's going to give merit to us possibly coming up from here, faking everyone out that this was the bottom, and now we're going to, you know, 50K, and then sort of dump it on everyone for one last dump, to then we eventually sort of chop around for quite some time up until the halving. So that's my thought process, just because right now everyone is bearish. You can see the majority of videos are bearish. Views on YouTube are quite low. Everyone is disinterested in the market. I've got clients saying, hey, what's going on? Everything's boring. Yes, even though we're in one of the most volatile markets that you can trade in, sometimes we get very boring sideways consolidation, and it can occur. And this always occur each year before the Bitcoin halving. If we look back at history, all right, so we just look back at history of what we can sort of see. We can see that as we're in the accumulation period, you know, it's very choppy. Here we go back in 2015, very, very slow and boring price action. Back here in 2019, let me just remove some of these drawings. Back here in 2019, if we didn't have this COVID dump, I do believe we would have probably chopped around here for quite a bit of time and then obviously moved up, but we had the COVID dump and then we had that really boring period right here where we weren't moving much. If you zoom into this period right here, basically we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, close to 2.5 months of just sideways price action, ranging between, you know, about 10,000 and 8,800, so about $1,000 difference. And right now, Bitcoin hasn't been much different in this little range right here, and also in this range up here. If you're looking at it in terms of percentages, guys, in terms of percentages, so $1,000 back here was a 10% range, and if we look at the range that we've sort of been consolidating in over the last few months, it's been, you know, about 10%. But this consolidation period, or this accumulation period, is meant to ball people out of the market. They become disinterested. We have the hedge funds, the big whales accumulating, packing their bags full of Bitcoin, full of other cryptos, getting ready for that next bull market. So when price action is boring, I know sometimes you just look at your portfolio and one day's green, one day's red, depending on what your altcoins are doing. This is definitely why it's an important time to start paying attention, not to, you know, YouTube or whatever, but start reading information about all the huge news that's currently going on. Solana partnering up with Visa, PayPal doing crypto, MetaMask now implementing straight withdrawals into bank accounts. There is so much bullish narrative right now occurring, but the price action and the fundamentals is not joining the party, which makes me think we are definitely very close to obviously seeing this exponential bull market, because the catalyst is obviously usually the Bitcoin halving, which we know is in April. So I think right now is a really good time to start picking up some of your favorite altcoins, ones that you feel have got a very good fundamentals. They've got a great community. They're a blue ocean project, meaning that the limited competitors to what they are doing in the space. Because right now, when everyone is disinterested, this is the time where I'm becoming more interested. Okay, this is the time where I'm able to grow my portfolio from maybe 5x to maybe a 6x, 7x, because I'm picking up these bargains now. And unlike friends and family that are going to join the FOMO party late next year, maybe only make a 3 to 5x return, this is where you can pick up some absolute gems in the market to see those 5, 10, 20, 50x returns if you play your cards right. So even though, yes, Bitcoin has been boring for quite some time, I'm paying attention. Not only am I buying Bitcoin in the current price, but I've also got buy orders below, because if we do have that pullback, that drop down at some point, it may be this week, it might be next month, it might be the week following, then more than likely will be one last shakeout to the downside. But right now, I'm not too sure if we're going to get it, purely because everyone is bearish. Everyone is talking about the 20K mark. So it makes sense that whales, first of all, get that liquidity, push the price to the upside, and then obviously collapse it. Of course, I can be completely wrong, but this is why right now when we have these pullbacks, all I'm doing is buying Bitcoin on spot, pocketing those gains, because at 25,800, you're more than likely going to 4x your money from this price. We do factor obviously at least a 6-figure Bitcoin, because we reached 70,000 in the last bull market. So it makes kind of sense. Even if we just go to the previous all-time high of 70K, or just break the previous all-time high of 70K, you're going to get a 3x on your money from now till 18 months from now, when we are hitting the top of the bull market. So think about that. Rather than trying to hit 50x winners each time, think, what can I be safe with my money that's going to guarantee me an easy return, a 2x return, a 3x return, something better than you can get anywhere else on the market. No stocks, no bonds, nothing like that is going to give you a 2x return in the space of 12 months. But there is one asset that can do that, and that's Bitcoin. So guys, do yourselves a favor. Start looking at some of the projects right now that you feel are going to allow you to have great price appreciation in the upcoming bull market. Dollar cost average into the gold and silver of the crypto market, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I can guarantee you in 18 months to 24 months from now, you're going to be sitting pretty on doubling, tripling, and maybe even 5xing your money with just some of the safest assets you can buy in the crypto market. Guys, that is it for today's technical analysis video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and be careful out there. We are close to a bottom, but it doesn't mean that we can't go a little bit further, shake out some weak hands, giving us an amazing opportunity to buy some cheaper Bitcoin. That's it from me. Catch you guys Wednesday for the altcoin technical analysis video. Bye for now.